that. The interesting part about what you mentioned, though, is like, I'm curious to see, with me understanding that, I would say, as like seeing things from the exterior, you knowing, okay, deeply the components of what makes the method, the CrossFit method, knowing Greg, knowing all of those great coaches with their specialties, I'm wondering, how did it change perhaps your vision of what CrossFit is? Because from what I see, it's very like broad in some sense, and it's made to be that way, so that you are competent in different types of lifts, movements, and situations in life. But like, how did it change from, I would say, what the base model was? I'm curious to see how it made it change the way you thought and perhaps coach CrossFit in your own like career over the time.
I wonder if I understand the question there, but what drops into my head right now is that a lot of the, I don't know, complexities or depth of the CrossFit puzzle um, are one of those things that are led by searching and curiosity, I think is the way I'd describe it, which is
Mm-hmm.
in the early days, I felt Greg's greatest gift was asking better questions, not so much
Okay.
defining the truth, right? So he, for example, the first real kind of foray for a lot of us to get involved with CrossFit is what is fitness and who has it? And so he was asking the question, what is it to be fit? Is it to be strong? Is it to have gymnastics? Is it to be a weightlifter? What really is it? And then that also led into when we were like my first seminar, right? He had Coach Mike Bergner there. He had Mark Riptoe. He had Mark Rutherford. He had all these specialty coaches, Roger Harrell, gymnastics. And so he was always bringing in specialists to be like, how is it? What are you doing to make people better? To make people better. And so he wasn't committed to, I found the answer. He's like, I got really good questions about what is it to be that. And so I think the genius and what has stuck us all together as the CrossFit community is the defining of terms, right? So he defined increased work capacity across broad time and modal domains. All right. And oftentimes that's like, and I think I've heard him say this, and we used to say to the seminar when I used to do it is, well, that might ask more questions than not. What is work capacity? What are
Yeah.
broad time and modal domains? What is, right? And so those questions need to keep being asked to really drive human performance. And I don't think that there's this, oh, we're still in this, okay, well, let's experiment with. And that's really what it felt like for me joining the gym was not really being invited to a gym, but being invited to like a laboratory. Everybody was
Mm.
experimenting with, what does this look like? What should a workout be? Is Fran like, and so I think there was a much more creative, open-minded idea back then about how do we define the terms. And so as I went through Greg's work, it'd be like, okay, so what does he mean by